Hey yogis, welcome to the mat. Thank you for joining me. This practice, we're really going to try and prioritize, as we always do, connection to breath. Because whatever we're going through, whether that's trying to overcome a challenge or tap into resilience or cultivate more gratitude, the breath is such a powerful tool toward any of those aims. So that will be where our focus lies for this practice. Let's start seated, so you could stay kneeling or come into a cross-legged position. And just taking a moment to feel into the quality of the breath. I'm going to bring one hand to the low belly, the other hand to the heart. Close your eyes, allow your shoulders to soften. And let's start with a deep breath out through an open mouth. And as you breathe in through your nose, feel the expansion into the front line of your body, your belly, and then your chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, both places soften down. Letting ourselves lengthen up through the crown of the head, expand on the inhale. And exhale, feeling release into gravity as you breathe out. Continue to breathe this way, but now I want you to feel like you have another set of hands on the back of your heart and at your low back. And as you breathe, you can fill up into each of those places and expand. And breathe out. Noticing is that we simply start paying attention to the breath. It begins to just naturally slow down. Continuing to feel your breath expand from the inside out. As you exhale, feeling maybe any places of tension, tightness, begin to soften. So even before doing much with our asana practice, allowing the breath to create more space, more lengthening, and more ease. Let's take one more together. So wherever you're at, just softly exhaling out. As you breathe in, just feeling that inhale come into two parts. So first filling into the belly, then into your heart. We're going to pause there. Relax your jaw, open your mouth, breathing out. And slowly letting the palms meet in front of your heart. As we blink the eyes open, let's do a little bit of spinal warm up. So keeping the palms pressed against one another, you're going to start to lengthen your arms out long in front of you. So from the side, you'll be able to see we're after this kind of cat back shape, drawing the shoulder blades broad across your back. And then as you inhale, you're going to open your arms super wide, lift from your heart. And then exhale, close palms together again as you lean into your back. Inhale, open. So simple movements, right? And that's kind of the theme, is that the simple movement can help us really connect to the flow of the breath. Exhale, round press. Inhale, open. Broadening across your chest. And then we balance that on the exhale, broadening across the upper back. One more to expand and lift the heart. And as you exhale, palms come together. And then we'll draw thumbs back in toward the heart center. If you're cross-legged like I've been, go ahead and switch the cross of the legs so the opposite shin is in front. And we'll take this into a seated twist. Your right hand behind you is the kickstand to help keep your spine super tall. Left hand to the right knee, but we're going to flip it so the back of your left hand is pressing against the right knee. So that as you firm that connection, hand to knee, we can lengthen up and start to turn the chest to the right. Just letting your gaze naturally follow over that right arm. And then slowly stay here in your body. All we're going to do is turn the gaze now over the left. So just getting that counter turn in the cervical spine. Come back through center. Back of your right hand presses to the left knee. Left hand goes behind you. We lengthen up through the crown of the head and start to revolve the chest to the left. Let your gaze just naturally track in line. And then when and if you feel ready, we're going to slowly turn and actually look over the right shoulder. Keep firming your hand to your knee. And then everything comes back to center. Come through all fours. And then start to sit the hips back toward the heels, finding a way into your child's pose, whether that's thighs together or leaving a gap between them so that the belly can drop down. As you exhale, release your weight into your mat, into the ground, into the earth. As you inhale, you might find some lengthening through the fingertips toward that top edge of your mat, and then exhale, sink the hips. If they're not touching your heels, no worries. This is a nice place to expand into your back body. So send the breath a little bit more into the backs of the lungs. And we breathe out fully. On the inhale, we're going to rise up to high kneeling position. Circle the arms all the way upwards. Palms face each other to start. And then as you exhale, spin the palms forward. Bend your elbows, cactus through the arms, and lift your chest. Breath in finds more length and reach. And then pulling the hips back slowly with control, drawing ourselves back down into the shape of child's pose. Let yourself sink. On the inhale, rise up tall through the spine. Reach through the fingertips. Exhale, bend elbows, getting that draw of the shoulder blades closer together on your back. Breath comes in, all four sides, lengthen, front, back, side, side. Exhale with control, pulling the hips back softly, landing your body back in child's pose. One more, connect to the breath as leading the movement. Inhale, tall, high kneeling position. Exhale, bend elbows. Breathe in. And exhale, slowly pulling hips back, settling all breath out. Next breath in, let's shift into tabletop for a moment. Tuck the toes, draw the hips high and back, downward facing dog. Spread fingers really nice and wide. Start to invite the heels to drop back and down toward the mat. Letting your chest press back, but keeping fingertips really active, your hands pressing actively. So as we anchor down firmly into the hands, we can feel the pull, the draw of the sit bones up and back. Let's give ourselves 3 more breaths here. An open mouth exhale. Inhale, connecting to that sense of inviting something in. What do you need more of? Breathing in. What can you let go of? Breathing it out. One more that way. Full release of your breath. Let something go. On the inhale, we'll walk the feet to the hands. Lengthening ourselves up part way, so fingertips maybe to shins. Let your spine go parallel to the ground. And then with the exhale, deep bend in the knees. Let's forward fold, Uttanasana. Allowing the head to really drop down. Anything you want to do with the arms is fine. Let them hang, maybe grab a hold of opposite elbows. Feel the length in the back of your neck as we let the head spill forward. Maybe some gentle swing through the head and the neck. See what you can release from those places that might feel chronically tense. The upper shoulders, the neck. And again, let's feel the draw of the inhale. That's what's going to help pull us upright. Realigning ourselves. Go nice and slow. Draw out the inhalation. And as you roll the shoulders back and let the arms drop down, exhale. Weight into your feet. Let's pause here for a moment. And again, hand to belly, hand to heart. 2 very powerful energy centers. Let the breath flow between them. tuning into breath, our pathway to feeling more present. Letting the arms drop. Let's inhale, reaching for the sky. Exhale, finding again that forward fold, the feeling of stretch backs of the legs. When you breathe in, halfway lift. Stepping back, high plank. Take a moment, get strong in your line, and then we'll bend the elbows and slowly drop down into Chaturanga, your hover, your push-up. Tops of the feet press, upward facing dog. Expand through the chest. Hips draw back, downward facing dog. And again, working the hands down so we can feel the lift at the hips, the lengthening of your spine. Breathe in, look forward, step or hop back to the top of the mat. Clearing out, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching for the sky. Maybe a little more arch back. And exhale, hands to heart. One more like that, reaching upwards. Exhale to fold. As we move more, getting the breath to circulate through the body more, halfway lift. Step back to plank. Give yourself an inhale here. Let's get the body feeling light as we breathe in. And then with exhale, slow control, drop down toward the floor. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more full exchange. Inhale and exhale. Looking forward, breath comes in as you move your feet to your hands. And breath empties as we fold. Reaching for the sky, maybe a little bit more arch. Hands come back in toward heart center. Starting the same way, reaching toward the sky. Exhale, forward fold. When you lift your chest this time, we're going to step the left foot back and just pause for a moment in your lunge. We'll try to press that left heel back so the left leg is more straight. If you need to adjust anything to get your ankle beneath your right knee, go ahead and do that. And then we'll slowly start to drop the left knee toward the ground, but don't let it totally drop. We're just letting the hips shift forward, sending your gaze more up. And then as you exhale, pull the hips back and we'll move towards straightening through both legs, so more stretch. As we breathe, we'll flow between those two places. So on the inhale, more of the front side of the body gets the sensation, front of your left hip, your chest. And as you exhale, back of the pelvis, the spine, backs of the legs. Take that a few more times. Just feel where your breath guides you in terms of your pace, in terms of your edge. If we stay really in tune with our breath, we're far less likely to push ourselves too hard. Staying in the zone where we derive the most benefit, the most nourishment. One last time into the stretch. Come into lunge, but back to the way we started. So your back knee's up away from the ground, left hand plants down, right arm to the sky, low twist. Feel the lengthening of your arms in both directions, left hand down, right arm up. And then just to stay in this space of following the breath with movement, as we exhale, let's bring this right hand down and almost like you want to wrap it around your right thigh. You're tracing like a half circle with this right arm. As you inhale, it goes right back up. And exhale, curling your right arm around your right thigh. These are movements I like to imagine that I'm swimming. Maybe in this pond behind us. It slows down your movement, gives it a little more grace and lengthening. Beautiful. One more time up. Feeling more of your heart perhaps revolve up toward the sky. And the right hand comes down. We'll transition by looking forward, walking the hands a bit more forward, and then springing off your left toes. The left leg goes up into the sky, dropping the crown of the head down, our one leg forward fold. Step the left foot down next to the right. Breathe in, halfway lift. Let me exhale. Breath goes out, just letting the weight redistribute between your feet. Breathe in, arms up, arch back a little or a lot. Right into the second side. Exhale, forward fold. Chest lifts up, right foot goes back this time. Pause, let the hips sink a little. We're keeping the right leg as straight as we can. Right knee up away from the mat. And then feel the contrast as we let that right knee sink down toward the ground. Lift your gaze, your chest. Exhale, pulls your hips back, more stretch through the backs of the legs. Inhale, find bent knees. Exhale, pull back, stretch mode. Couple more. Your priority, again, just staying in tune with your breath. So not moving in a way that gets you ahead of the breath. If your breath and your movement are in a dance, the breath is always, always leading. Last time to pull back. Let's shift forward into bent left knee, right knees up away from the ground. Right hand plants, left arm to the sky, your low twist. Instead of collapsing into your right hand, almost feel like you're reaching up through your left, get a little lighter in that right hand. And as you exhale, we're gonna let that left arm swoop around the left thigh. When you inhale, open heart to sky. Exhale, let it swim down and around. Inhale to reach. Moving with breath, swimming that arm through the air. And up. This time as your left hand lands, it's right in front of the left foot. Walk the right hand a little bit forward too, and we'll transition all the way into the left foot. Right leg up. Bowing your head down toward your left shin, your left knee. And then bringing the right leg in line with the left. Rebalance the weight, halfway lift. Exhale, all breath out. Inhale, rising, reaching for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, same start, but we'll start to mix it up a bit more. Halfway lift, the left foot goes back. Coming into that lunge with the back knee straight. Your left leg is straight. And then turn the back heel down. Let's bring this all the way up into warrior two. Settling into that strong place in the legs, finding softness in your shoulders. Don't change the legs. Let's go up and back through the right arm, reverse warrior. And as you exhale, press the right leg straight. Let's feel ourselves tilt at the pelvis into triangle. Arms wide. Use breath to travel between those two places. Explore. Inhale, going back into reverse. The right knee bends. Exhale, right leg straightens. Trikonasana. Stay really grounded in your feet. Inhale, going up and back, reverse warrior. Left hand super light, whatever it's doing. Let's tip again into triangle. This time we're gonna stay there in the legs. Left arm to the sky. And that same feeling, rather than really weighting your right hand, reach up through the left, get a little lighter in your right arm. Breathe in. Let's move this top arm too. So as you exhale, just like we're trying to touch the inner ankle, the inner shin maybe. And then as you inhale, brush across the front of your body up to the sky. Exhale, letting that arm swim down. So we're turning the torso to face down. And then as you brush across your chest, let the heart track and follow up. One more, swoop down. Encourage the heart to open toward the sky. Breathe in. And come all the way back up to warrior two. Beautiful. Let's cartwheel the hands. Back heel comes up away from the mat, so we're back into our lunge. Once again, spring off the toes. Take a bow through the upper body. Left leg stays high. But this time, when you bring it down, we're going to cross it behind the right. And bring your hands up toward the shins and just feel where you've landed. If you need to adjust your feet, maybe closer together or farther apart. But the cross of the legs gets us into a really nice outer leg stretch. So maybe this is enough. Or we'll exhale and allow the fingertips to drop down onto the ground. Feeling for that maximum length in the back of your neck again. And if you want a little bit more, we can walk the hands over to the right and feel as if you're letting your hips lean out to the left. Power of the breath. Send it into the tighter feeling places. Maybe in that outer left leg line. Using the inhale to come back to center, uncross the legs, and breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, reaching for the sky. Last time, last side with this start. Exhale, forward fold. Chest goes up, right foot steps back. Pausing for a moment, like you're pushing your right heel into an imaginary wall behind you to help lengthen that right leg. And then we'll turn the back heel down, backstroke through the arms. Warrior two. Take a moment, find it, feel it. Don't change the legs. Left palm flips up, you reach back, open up the left side waist. The right hand is just lightly traveling down your back leg as you reverse your warrior, breathing in. And as you exhale, really pushing into the left foot to tip the pelvis into triangle. We stay really active in the legs. Inhale, come back up, reverse warrior. Rebend the left knee. Exhale, ground into the feet, especially your front foot. Trikonasana. One more that way. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, feeling into your lines for triangle and just checking in. Can we lighten up the left hand a little bit more? When you exhale, allow that right hand to just drop down. Let your chest follow, look down. And as you inhale, just brushing the fingertips across the chest, open up to the sky. Exhale, get connected to breath. Swing the arms slowly down. Inhale, draw across your chest, revolve up. One more, exhale. Brush and lift the heart. Breathe in to come back to warrior two. Draw the hands on either side of the left foot. Back heel comes up, feel that transition, right leg up and back. One leg forward fold. Let the weight of the head drop so that the right leg can feel lighter to lift. And when you bring the right leg down, now it's behind your left, so we've got that cross leg. Hands pull up toward the shins. And then staying here or slowly finding more of a fold in the upper body. Your front leg, your left leg can bend. You'll probably get more sensation if we work toward a straighter back leg, your right leg. And on this side, we'll walk the hands over to the left if you want. And hips lean out to the right. More breath developing in that outer right hip. Outer right leg line. Bring ourselves back through center, uncross the legs, rebalance the weight in your feet, forward fold. Arms to the sky. And hands come into heart center. Connect to breath. Inhale, feel what expands. Exhale, release anything that feels stuck, stagnant, tight, letting it go. Adding movement to the breath, arms up. Exhale to fold. Chest extends forward, step the feet back here in your plank position. You can always skip the Chaturanga or slowly on the exhale, lower down. Inhale, slide your heart through. And exhale, the hips high, back in our downward facing dog. Let's float the right leg up and back, so we're finding our three-leg dog. And then draw the right knee in toward your chest and move the shoulders over the wrist, just slowing down the transition a bit. Right foot between your hands. And arms up toward the sky. Palms can face each other to start. But then we're going to spin the palms to face forward and come back to that cactus we did right at the outset. Breathe in, reach for the fingertips. And breathe out, bend the elbows. We're going to breathe in here. And then as you exhale, lean forward, stretch the arms back along your sides. The arms lengthen straight. Hover your chest over that right knee. Palms face up. Inhale, arch back again with that cactus position for the arms. Exhale, flow forward. Stretch back through the fingertips. Crown of your head draws forward. One more time. Inhale, space across the heart. Exhale, lean, lengthen the arms back. Pausing here, you feel a lot more weight in your right foot. Bend your elbows, grab a hold of opposite forearms or elbows. And then we'll slowly come upright. Step the back foot forward a little bit, straight legs. So we're gonna set up for our pyramid. Let your left toes angle out a little bit to the left. And if you ended up quite narrow, then move your right foot a little bit more to the right. Breathe in, super tall here. And you've got the option to either stay here with the arms or perhaps your reverse namaste, so that the palms press. On the exhale, let's start to offer the heart more forward. Active pressing into the feet and feeling your outer right hip draw back as the crown of your head presses forward. So maybe for this practice, don't even think too much about getting your upper body so close to your right leg, and just keep it in line parallel with the ground. Breath moving into the backs of the legs. One more cycle. Rise back up. Release your arms, reaching for the sky, palms press. And with an exhale, hands meet the mat. Step the right foot back. You can cut right to dog or take a vinyasa on your way. Breath, always leading. Both heels sinking back. And then we'll lift the left heel up and back, three-leg dog. Left knee slowly in toward your chest, round a little bit through the upper back before we step the left foot between the hands. High lunge when you're ready. Letting the arms find more reach upwards. Palms face each other to start. Get grounded. Then we can start to flow more into the upper body. Palms face forward. Bend elbows, broaden across your chest. Breathe in. With the exhale, tip forward in your chest. Arms stretch back along your side waist. Palms face up. Breathe in, palms face forward. Cactus, heart lifts. On the out breath, lean. So there's like a nice diagonal from your right heel out through the crown of the head. One more, breathe in. Exhale, finding that line. Regaining balance. And then bending at the elbows, grab a hold of opposite forearms. Step the back toes forward a little bit. We'll turn that back heel down. If you need to move your left foot a little more left, that can be super helpful. Maybe reverse namaste for the palms or staying here, grabbing opposite forearms. Lift from your chest. And with the exhale, lengthening forward. I'm just really trying to maximize the length in the spine rather than thinking too much about how low we drop down in the upper body. Outer left hip draws back. Stay active in both feet. One more. Use the inhale to help draw ourselves back up. Release the shape of the arms. Arms stretch up overhead, maybe palms touch. And as you exhale, a little bend in the left knee, plant the palms. Step back, move toward dog any way you like. Heels sink, hips lift. Deep breath out. Inhale, let's find our way into plank position. And then start to drop the heels over to the right. We're going to support ourselves on the right arm. If you want even more support, bring the right knee down beneath you. Or we can stack the feet. Left arm to the sky. And let's connect to that flow of breath again. So as you exhale, that similar arm movement, left hand threads beneath your right side. And then back up. Exhale, that little turn toward the ground. And then inhale, stretching upwards toward the sky. One more. Feeling the lift up through your left arm. And then if you want to add on, left foot plants behind your right. Spin the belly and the chest more up, and we make more of the shape toward wild thing. Press away from the ground through your right hand. And slowly come back over. Downward facing dog. Deep breath out. Inhale, shifting into plank. Finding that long line. Heels drop to the left this time. Left knee can support you. Stack the feet, maybe arm to the sky. Find reach to the right arm. Exhale, let it curl beneath your left side. Inhale. Exhale, feel where you can stabilize, feel where you can still search out some fluidity in your breath and your movement. Maybe stepping the right foot behind your left leg, right arm reaching back and up. Heart toward the sky. Coming back around into dog. Nice, yogis. Spread the fingers, disperse the weight. Get longer from your wrists to your hips. Big exhale. Bringing the feet back to the top of the mat. Exhale, all breath out. Doing a slow roll. Back up to a standing position. Nice job. Into some balance. Let's find our eagle pose. The right leg is the standing leg. Left knee crossing over. So you could use your left toes as the kickstand, or you'll move toward wrapping them behind your right ankle. The right elbow is going to go on top of the left. Palms might touch, or maybe it's just backs of the hands. So letting yourself bind up any amount that feels good to you. We'll breathe in, feel length. As you breathe out, bending the right knee more so we can start to feel the hips sink back. And then trying to balance it as much as you sink the hips back, find some lift in the elbows and the fingertips. Breath moves. Don't hold it. Don't clench. Let it go. Let it flow. Nice. And then rising, we'll keep the bind in the arms. Step the feet about mat width distance apart. I'm going to stay facing you. As we breathe in, the legs are straight. Toes point out a little bit. Lift through the elbows. And then as we breathe out, I want you to think like rounding through your back as you bend your knees. So you're coming down in as deep a squat as you like. Maybe even so low fingertips could touch the ground. Power into your legs, straighten. Find some lift in the arms. Exhale, deep squat. Fingertips angling down toward the ground. Press down to go up. Use the breath, inhale. And exhale. Let's see if we can stay. You can release your bind now, and if you need to, adjust your feet. So we're in our Malasana Squat. Palms together. Heart beginning to lift. Adding some turn if you want. Left palm comes down. Right arm swimming back. Opening up the right side of the chest. And then coming back in. Right elbow to inner right knee. Right palm lands. Left arm swimming back. Open the left side of your chest. Coming back to center. And then lightly touching down into a seated position. The feet are flat, knees are bent. We'll bring the hands behind the hips with your fingertips angling either out or forward. Rooting down into your feet. And with the inhale, let's get light through the hips. Find our reverse tabletop. So trying to almost feel like we can level out from knees to shoulders, become a table-like surface. You can stay looking forward or maybe allow the head to drop back. Feeling where you connect to the ground and then lightening up, boosting that platform between the knees and the shoulders. And we'll slowly touch down. Nice work. Let's do a couple rolls up and down the length of the spine. Get yourselves back onto our feet for that second side. Maybe if you're up for the challenge, no hands to come all the way up. Left leg is your standing leg now. Right knee crosses on top, right? So as you gather balance, you might just leave toes down. Right knee's on top, so it'll be left elbow opposite for the arms. Wrap up. Let the breath flow. Even as we're after stillness in the posture, the breath is still moving. Starting to perhaps sink the hips a bit more. And as much as you sink, you lift through the elbows, through the fingertips, softening your gaze. Let's step the feet apart. Angle the toes out a little bit. Maybe now you have a better sense of what the distance between your feet should be. You can find it. Elbows up, maybe the gaze tracks right above the fingertips. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, bend the knees deeply. Even if you get to here, that's all good. Fingertips angle down toward the ground, round into the upper back. Inhale, press into the feet, find more lift. Exhale, that's our opportunity to ground, to sink. Give in to gravity. Inhale, resist it. Find that inner resilience to lift against that gravitational pull. And then we exhale last time. Let's get low, maybe to a place where we could hold it. And then we'll slowly release that, come into our Malasana Squat. Palms together. Maybe the elbows just helping to encourage the knees a bit wider. This time around, let's bring the right hand down in front. Left arm can sweep back. If you want to bond, we're going to spin the palms to face back away. Bend the left elbow. Your right arm wraps in front of your right shin. Maybe the hands meet somewhere outside of your right hip. And release that. Let's play with the other side. The left hand is down, the right arm reaches back. Either way, we're getting that really nice opening in the right side of the chest, so don't stress about the bind. Palm faces back, maybe. Bend the right elbow, your left arm comes out and around in front of the left shin. Maybe fingertips meet. And we slowly release back to center. One more little boost behind the heart. And exhale with control. Very little plopping. The seat comes down. Nice, yogis. So you're welcome to do the same version of that Uttanasana as we just did with knees bent, or we can set up for straight legs like a reverse plank. Hand placement the same, behind your hips, fingertips forward or out. Come up onto the heels, and let's really dig down into the heels and start to hover your bum. Knees can stay bent. And then we'll start to really point the toes forward, lift through the hips, and come into that reverse plank position. Maybe allowing the head to drop back if that's okay for your neck. From your feet to the crown of the head, really long line. Open the throat and breathe. Engaging through the whole back body. One more breath. Slowly release. Nice job. Finding that tall L-shaped seat, maybe shifting sit bones back to help you find that tilt in the pelvis. Let's bend the right knee. So we're making the shape of tree pose with the legs. Your right foot is at your left inner thigh. Outer right knee starts to sink down. Maybe there's some space beneath here. That's all good. One hand on either side of your extended leg, breathe in. And as you exhale, just starting to offer your heart forward over that straight leg. For many of us, it'll be really nice just to have the hands perched behind so we can keep that feeling of lengthening the spine, the heart more forward. If you're able to grab a hold of some part of your foot or your leg, go for it. But I want you to think forward through your chest and then down rather than just down. In stillness, continue to connect to your breath. Inhale, expanding what we can emphasize in the posture, the low back, the back of the left leg. Exhale, letting the seat sink, feeling the tension go out of your neck, out of your shoulders. last one. Let's all lengthen up a little bit, heart forward. And a breath out. Coming back up to a tall seat. Switch that out, right leg long. Left knee bends. Super tall for a moment, up through the crown of the head. One hand on either side of that extended straight leg, your right leg. Breathe in. Heart forward. And then possibly down. Don't worry so much about the down. Hands behind you is super nice. Or elongating over your right leg, maybe with the help of grabbing a hold of the foot. Letting more breath move into the tight feeling spaces. Whatever we're trying to do or accomplish, the breath will help. Let's keep that awareness, that connection, that presence of mind to be grateful, to call on the tools that we always have at our disposal. And with the inhale, slowly lengthening up. Nice. Both legs long out in front. And again, just feeling into that L shape. Our Dandasana, arms to the sky. And as you exhale, just pulling back, hollow out the front line of your body. We'll keep the heels heavy as we slowly roll back. Take a moment, reach both arms back overhead. And just feel like you've got two yoga helpers. One is pulling your wrists gently back behind you. One is slowly drawing your ankles in front of you. And then they let go and you bring your knees to your chest. Use your hands to hug and squeeze in. And we can revisit maybe our eagle leg cross. Your left knee on top of your right. If you want to, you could fully hook the left toes behind your right ankle. We're going to shift the hips just a little bit to the left. As your arms go wide, think of them like your eagle wings. Let your legs start to fall over to the right. Don't feel like you have to jam your knees down. And if this version is not your favorite, find what is, maybe just a simple stack of the knees rather than having them crossed. On the inhale, draw the legs back through center. If you've crossed the legs, swap out the cross. Right knee on top. Let's move the hips just a bit to the right. And slowly drop the weight of the legs to the left. Your arms, your wings, they stay wide. Inhaling back to center with the legs. Uncross the legs. Let the feet slide out long in front of you. And again, maybe one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And as we find rest, tap into breath even more. Let's feel as if there's less tight tension, stagnant energy hanging out. We've been able to circulate that, move it with the breath, the movement of the body. Last couple of breaths here. Let's see if we can separate, elongate the inhalation into two parts. First the belly, then the chest. As you exhale, both places just softly deflate all at once. One more. Inhale, belly, chest. Open mouth, exhale. Starting to make our way onto one side. And coming back up to a seat. Last couple of breaths together. Any placement of the hands, closing the eyes, feeling again your breath move through your body, helping to connect you to more calm, more gratitude, more presence. Connecting to the value of your practice, that it's not just for you. I was thinking about this beautiful pond behind me. If we threw a stone in, the way that would ripple out. And it's the same thing with our practice. What you do on your mat has an effect as you move back into the world and the way we treat our families, our communities, the planet. Let's really thank ourselves for making this time. Hands come in toward the heart. Dropping your chin to your chest in a gesture of gratitude. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. I'll see you soon.